So
Correct.
you talked about essentially being an effective leader. Where did that come from? Did that come from like other businesses that you were doing, or do you think you were just a natural born leader?
Well, I think a little bit of both. Of course, I mean my background is an athletic background.
Right.
So I was taught those leadership skills in the sports that I was playing, as well as the people that I had around me. So for me, I've been on really good teams and I've been on really bad teams. And what I like to do is I like to take what I learned from both of them and put them in the middle. So
Okay.
that way I can say here's when I was on that freaking amazing team,
Yep.
here's what we did to have success. And when I was on that really poor team,
Yep.
here's what we did to not have success.
Got you.
And so I have both. I have that aspect of business when we're going into these boardrooms, into these meeting rooms, and to I have that those aspects to take along with me. So for
Okay.
me, that's kind of a big deal for me, especially when you're moving people around the country to
Right.
come and be a part of your company. There's
Yeah.
a lot of responsibility that comes along with that.
Right. No, for sure. No, you're absolutely right about that. And did you envision things? I mean, obviously you I want to say recently, but you're I would imagine growing up in the streets of Muskegon Heights, you didn't envision yourself one day having your own collection of cigars as well as
Never.
opening a cigar lounge. So I mean, I always and I love. Actually, I was at this private social club earlier today where a Navy SEAL was giving a speech, and a lot of the points he was talking about was progression, living life, and not just being stagnant, continuing to every year set goals and look to accomplish those goals. Uh, I guess going back because again from the city of Muskegon, we're all about sports. So, whether it's
Correct.
football, whether it's basketball, whatever the case may be. And again, you play professionally. So I
I
guess
did.
kind of can you talk a little bit about that? Look at it. I also want you to tell the story that you told Steve Mariucci at the pro day at Michigan State. Man, hey, I'll never forget that story.
Yeah, yeah. I remember like it was yesterday. Actually, um, we were at Michigan State's pro day back in 2004. I was an invited guest there because my parents. I was invited there because my parents had a home there in Lansing that was within the 10-mile radius of the school, so they allowed me to come and be a guest at their pro day, and I did well enough at that pro day to have some amazing people come and talk to me, pull me out, and the first person that pulled me out to give me and mind you, I was young. This was my second year in college, and I was at this pro day,
Right.
which back in those days, you needed to be 3 years removed from high school.
Yeah.
I was only 2 years removed from high school, which, I did for now. I did well enough to have the head coach of the Detroit Lions, then Steve Mariucci, pull me aside and start asking me questions. One of the first guy, one of the only people that, on that in that year that the head coach of the NFL team was lit single handedly talking to an athlete.
Right.
So Steve's asking me all these questions, and mind you, this was an opportunity for me to tell him what I wanted to do while I was there,
Right.
and so he calls me up and he said, "Hey, let me talk to you. Why are you leaving school? I mean, you're an amazing athlete. At this point, I just ran a 4.240 at the Michigan State University, right?" And so he pulls me aside moments after I ran my 40-yard dash. So I'm still, my adrenaline's up. I'm
Yeah.
still pumped up. Dick Vermeil just clocked me at a 4.240. I'm feeling myself.
Oh yeah.
Steve's come pull me over and say, "Listen, man, why are you leaving school so early when you have this kind of talent?" And a young me, I'm thinking, I'm just be real as I possibly can, and he go love that. So my answer to him was, "Man, I'm trying to get paid."
Hey, what was this response at that point when you told him?
His his response when I told him that, he looked and he was like, "Well, with a college degree, you're gonna get paid, but it has to be something more than than you trying to get paid." And I'm
Right.
and again, this is my first time ever having a conversation like this with someone of that magnitude.
For sure.
And I didn't have the proper training going into it because now looking back on it, you know, 20 years later, if that question asked me again, why are you trying to leave school to go and to go and pursue your dreams as a professional athlete? I would have told him, I'm ready to leave school now because I believe that this is the best route for me to take in moving forward.
Right.
I believe that I can be of value to anybody's team who take a chance on me, and me being young only gives them more time to work with me throughout the course of the years.
Right.
If looking back at it, that's probably the route that I would have taken. But again, coming from where I came from, and I'm trying to get paid.
Yeah, I'll try to get paid.
Hey,